Hi everyone, and welcome back to Interview Chronicles Season 3. So, this is the first episode of this year or of the season, and we have Manas here with us who has been recently placed at Zomato as a part of his campus placements at VIT. So, we all know what Zomato is and what it does. So, before we talk to him, let's look at the eligibility criteria. So all BTech and MTech branches of CSE, ECE, ECM and IT were eligible provided they had a 60% or a 6 CGPA in 10th and 12th and a 70% or a 7 CGPA in the pursuing degree with no standing arrears. Now let's go and talk to Manas. Hi Manas, firstly welcome to my channel and congratulations on your placement.
Thank you, Jishnu. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello everyone. I'm Manas. So, I come from Bihar, a small town called Buxar, and I've stayed most of my life in Lucknow and early stages of my life in Nepal. So, talking about my education, I had most of my education in Lucknow. Then I came to Chennai to VIT to have my degree. And talking about my hobbies, which I'll start with. So mostly I like drawing, and I'm currently learning how to play flute.
Oh.
And apart from that, the technical background of mine is that I have worked as an intern in Microsoft this summer, and I'm usually coding problems and problem solving, computer programming, all that.
Oh.
And I had coded apps. In like past few years,
Okay.
and but currently I'm into competitive programming more,
Okay.
and that's all the short introduction about me.
Okay, that's really great. Thank you for that. You can now tell us about the hiring process, like how many rounds were there and what they comprised of.
Talking about that, I just got an offer from Zomato for a 6 month internship as and a full time employee as well. So the first and foremost, we got the mail that we can apply for Zomato. So the criteria was based on our GPA. So the
Okay.
initial applying criteria was I feel 6 or 7 GPA,
Okay.
which is a standard one.
Hmm.
And after that, we got a list of shortlisted students. So it was based on some CGPA threshold.
Okay.
So after that, we had our first round of online assessment. So in online assessments, the first online assessment, we were asked 3 questions,
Okay.
and the level was easy, medium, hard.
Okay.
So if you want to know the topics, it was mostly like maths, other was a greedy, and the third was a dynamic programming problem.
Okay.
So that was the first round of online assessment.
Hmm.
And after and I feel almost 400 people or around 350 people sat for this online assessment,
Oh, okay.
and only 17 people cleared it.
Hmm.
So they selected 17 people out of it.
Okay.
And then we had a series of interviews. So we had 2 interviews. So first interview, so for that, actually I'm from VD Chennai, so we had to go to Vellore all
Oh,
the way.
okay.
So
Oh.
yeah, so like yesterday I had the online assessment at 7 p.m. in the
Hmm.
evening, and I gave the online assessment, and at night we were told to go to Vellore.
Okay.
So and our vehicle was scheduled tomorrow morning at 5
Oh,
a.m.
okay.
And
Okay.
we got to know this at night 11,
Hmm.
and we just gave the OA this evening.
Hmm.
So but that was actually kind of fun.
Yeah.
So 5 a.m. and we reached Vellore by 9 something, and we had our interviews there in
Hmm.
person.
Hmm.
So the Zomato people came right in front of us. We saw them. So the first round of interview was a technical interview,
Okay.
and there surprisingly we were asked a lot of high level design.
Okay.
Okay, and that a lot of people were caught off guard by it, to be honest.
Hmm.
So like a lot of people were not expecting high level design after
Correct.
a pretty decent online assessment round that was
Hmm.
based on TSA.
Hmm.
So uh, okay, even I was kind of caught off guard, but I used to watch some high level design videos just for fun.
Okay.
So yeah, so luckily, like I passed the first round. So
Hmm.
first round they asked me high level design, which I did satisfactory
Okay.
as per them,
Hmm.
satisfactory to good. And then they asked me a DSA question, which was pretty easy.
Okay.
So it was something between easy to medium level, which
Hmm.
I quickly answered. So I feel that was a criteria how I qualified.
Hmm.
So post the first round, I went for lunch, and I got a call that after lunch we'll have a second round of interview.
Okay.
So second round of interview was very mixed. So initially the interview was very friendly, and he was alumni of VIT Vellore as well.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so he kind of like made me comfortable, and we talked about a few things like what I had been doing in my school and
Hmm.
like I've been coding apps from school, so he kind of asked me like what all we're doing and all, and asked me about the apps. And then just talking about one of the apps, he started asking me system design
Okay.
about the app. So that round also started with a high level design. Surprisingly. So, and that I did pretty well, because that was one particular thing that I was aware about, that particular design. So
Right.
I did well there. Then he asked me one maths question. It was supposed to be a DSA, but it was very similar to a maths, so I'll call it a maths question.
Okay.
And that was pretty fun.
Okay.
So after I kind of solved both very well, and he was quite impressed by
Happy.
those. And after that, the HR round was there itself.
Okay.
So post these two questions, the HR was sitting right beside him.
Okay.
And yeah, initially there was just one panelist, but midway the HR came inside and he asked me some HR questions. Not very HR-like questions, but questions like your difficulties and what you did in your internship. Like what was the difficult part, how you overcame it, and what was something that you learned and you're proud of, and things like those. And after that, we just had a discussion about like my pre-placement offer from Microsoft, and he kind of asked me like, what are the factors that you will see when you're picking the offer? From like he kind of asked me, what is your stand on Zomato versus Microsoft's PPO? What are the factors that you'll use to decide? And actually, that was where you can be assured that you are kind of getting in, because they are trying to negotiate with you. So I was kind of happy when I reached that stage, and I thought, okay, that's where I think I'm in. So right after this second interview was the last interview actually. So I feel it was supposed to be technical interview first, technical and one HR, but they kind of merged the last two interviews. Yeah. So that was it. That was the last interview, and I kind of called my mom and I told her that I did really well, and I think I'm in.
Okay. That's a great feeling.
Yeah, that's really great feeling. Like I just got assured that okay, I'm there. And but I was still waiting for the results, and like the results came like 3 or 4 days later.
Okay.
And we got a mail in our mailbox from VIT that okay, these many, I guess there was 10 students, somewhat I think around 10 students who got the Super Dream slot 1 offer.
Slot 1.
And yeah, apart from there, 7 more students who got the PPO offer from slot 1. So that was all. And on 25th of July, yeah, we got the mail saying that I was in Zomato.
Okay. That's really great. Congratulations again.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, and thank you for sharing your experience. So, do you have any suggestions that you learned from your experience that you think would be helpful for others?
Yeah, so one suggestion that I will like to give to everyone who is watching this video is that please kind of start preparing for DSA beforehand, because I feel people are kind of underestimating like how much DSA is required right now. Because as what I've seen around me and from my peers, like people do start preparing DSA like few months before this placement drive starts.
Correct.
But that is how do I say, like that is kind of enough to get companies, but to get very good companies like slot 1 companies and companies that pay more than 25 plus, that is what we call slot 1 here.
Correct.
So for those, you like kind of need to do DSA very much beforehand, like
Totally
at
agree.
least a year or so. So like I won't say that you need to stop development or something, because I know development is more lucrative. A lot of people offer machine learning for web development, app development. Even I started as an app developer.
Correct.
But again, at one point you need to stop and start preparing for DSA.
Right.
Not kind of stop, like put it on background. Yeah, kind of put it on background and start doing DSA as well. So this is something that people kind of underestimate, but it's not very hard. Like a year or maybe 8 months.
You need to spend time.
You do need to spend time. Yes,
It
does require a lot of effort. That's true.
Yeah.
And one more thing that a lot of people ask me, it's regarding the same thing, like what is your stand on projects versus DSA? Like what should you prefer to get a very good placement? So again, I'll say that depends on a lot of factors. Say you are applying off campus to a startup, that they will require you to know the tech stack properly.
Correct.
So they won't definitely ask you a lot of DSA, like a very basic DSA. Like example is here itself, Zomato interview. I was asked like very easy DSA in both rounds. So like that was not even a proper DSA. And they asked a lot of high level design. That did require a lot of database knowledge, operating system knowledge, and a lot of API knowledge as well. So
Right.
again, that depends. But if you want to get into companies that ask like pure CPA questions, are very good product based companies like say Google, Microsoft, MediaNet. They are very heavy on competitive programming side.
Correct. Correct.
Okay, and again, like there's another question arises from here, like competitive programming versus DSA. So
Yeah.
again, I'll say is competitive programming is not a must. Okay, you can still do very well with just DSA.
Correct.
Like I know a lot of people in our these top 17 people who got like 50 plus 50 lakhs plus package, and there were people who have done very good DSA, but I don't think they have touched CPS either.
Correct.
So you don't really need competitive programming, but please
But
like
DSA is a
practice
must.
DSA.
Yeah.
Yeah, like please start practicing DSA a lot beforehand.
Correct.
Like in the end, everything gets cluttered and it becomes very hard in there.
Right.
So please
Right.
start practicing beforehand. That's all I'll say.
Yeah. Because DSA is not something you can learn overnight. You need to
Yes.
spend the time.
Yes, like every question is unique and you need to know how to think that way
Right.
and how to solve the problem.
Right. And once you get that catch, it becomes much easier.
It becomes easier, plus it becomes fun.
Fun,
It's
true.
like a puzzle.
Yeah,
Like
right.
and it's like how can you solve this puzzle? There are like
Correct.
various ways, and you go over brainstorm over those, and
Yeah.
it really becomes fun at one point.
You just need to cross that threshold barrier.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Thank you so much for sharing your experience. It was amazing, and thank you for all your suggestions.
Thank
I
you.
am sure it's going to be helpful for many people. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
So I hope you all found this video helpful. If you did, please do like, share and subscribe, and stay tuned because a lot of interview experiences are going to come in the next few days. And thank you guys for watching.